Hello and welcome to your Newsmax Now update. I'm John Bachman. Sexual assaults in the military continue to rise at an alarming rate, up 46% in the last year alone, a recent Pentagon report shows. Well, today the Senate votes on an amendment sponsored by New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand that would dramatically change how the military handles sex assault cases. 50 senators have signed on to support the Gillibrand amendment, which would strip military commanders of their ability to prosecute sex crimes. Sarah Plummer, a victim of sexual assault in the military, says this is something that she wants.
Leaving these cases within the chain of command exacerbates the process of repeat victimization.
However, passage of the amendment is far from guaranteed. A bipartisan group of senators, led by Missouri Democrat Claire McCaskill, oppose the Gillibrand plan. They've presented their own amendment, which would keep the decision to prosecute in the hands of military commanders. In Virginia, State Senator Craig Deeds remains in fair condition with stab wounds to his head and chest after an altercation yesterday inside his rural Virginia home. Police say the 55-year-old Democrat who unsuccessfully ran for governor 4 years ago was stabbed by his son.
Based on the evidence we have right now, we are looking into this as an attempted murder and suicide.
Deeds' son, who went by the name of Gus, was found inside the family home dead of a gunshot wound. The 24-year-old had apparently battled psychiatric problems, and on Monday a magistrate issued an emergency custody order for Gus after he was evaluated by doctors. A lot of folks say this highlights the fact that there is a real issue within our mental health system. And Florida Representative Trey Redell pleaded guilty Wednesday to cocaine possession. The Florida Republican was sentenced to 1 year probation for misdemeanor possession. Redell has apologized to his constituents, saying that he struggles with alcoholism and intends to seek treatment and counseling. The 37-year-old bought cocaine from an undercover federal agent in a buy-bust operation back on October 29th. Redell said in a statement that he made an extremely irresponsible choice. He is the first sitting member of Congress charged with a drug offense since former Representative Frederick Richmond, a Democrat from New York, was convicted back in 1982. And at least 2 people are dead as rescue crews continue to search for possible survivors of a plane crash miles off the Florida coast. The pilot in the crash reported engine failure and to air traffic controllers, declaring a mayday before attempting to return to the Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport. A spokesman for the airport said a medical flight was returning to Cozumel, Mexico after dropping off a patient here in Florida. Authorities are still searching for the other 2 people who were on board and are still missing. And coming up next on your Newsmax Now update, an exclusive interview with Congressman Cory Gardner of Colorado. Plus, folks in Florida get to see this all the time, but not in places like New York or Philadelphia. Why they had a spectacular view of this rocket launch. Next. Welcome back. Folks in Florida get to see it a lot. People in New York, well, not so much, but they did last night. Millions of Americans up and down the East Coast got a stellar view of this rocket launch. The Minotaur rocket blasted off from Wallops Island, Virginia at about 8:15 last night. Its red glare was easily visible from Manhattan and even southern Canada. And during an exclusive interview with Newsmax TV, Colorado Representative Cory Gardner shares what he thinks was the most disturbing thing that came out of a recently released document about Obamacare and healthcare.gov. Gardner serves on the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Yesterday they had a hearing and they learned that HHS Secretary Kathleen Sebelius knew there were security concerns with the Obamacare website, but pressed ahead with its rollout anyway.
I think clearly the urgency of meeting their October 1st deadline in their mind outweighed the urgency of making sure that the American public's personal identification information is safe and secure.
For more exclusive interviews and content, stay with Newsmax TV and Newsmax.com.